Hey everyone, it's Brenda with Stampin' Up. Today I'm going to show you a few cards that I have made with the Share a Milkshake stamp set. And they turned out really cute. I will tell you this has been carried over to the new catalog as well as the dies, but it will no longer be bundled. So if you are looking to buy the stamp set and the dies, you want to get them before the new catalog comes out because you will be saving a little bit of money by getting them bundled. If you don't want the die set, these are pretty easy to fussy cut out. These are a two-step stamp set, so it's easy. You don't have to color it with markers or anything like that. And I am going to show you how to make a cute little ice cream cone out of paper. Oops, I'm sorry, I bumped my table there. Using the Decorative circle punch. So if you have this punch, I'm going to show you how to make an ice cream cone with that punch. And I also have another idea that I will show you as well. Okay, so let me show you what I made. My first card is here. I did this one with the thought of 50s diner. So I kind of wanted to make it the red checked with the black border. So the dies, when you buy the dies, the die that cuts out the ice cream has a little bitty curved slit right there so that you can put the straw in. I don't have the dies, so what I did is I took my little craft knife and my self-healing mat, which I love, and I just made my own little slit, and I was able to do the same thing on this one in the opposite way, so I could have them opposite. So that's how I did that. I did the cherries in real red, and I wiped off the stem and used my marker. I think I used soft suede. Now, if you do this, make sure that you're using watercolor markers, not alcohol. So I wiped off the stem and colored this on and stamped. It may not have been. I may have had a darker color. I don't recall. It may have been a darker color. I think it was actually. Anyway, but that's how I did those cherries. So I used the stamp set, of course. And of course, you know these, if you've seen my videos, I love the contour dies. These are also getting carried over as well as the stamp set into the new catalog, which is nice that they're sticking around. On the inside, I just left it blank. The paper comes from Country Gingham, and I used the Sweet Sorbet gingham. Okay, so that's that. That was my first card. The second card, now I had a list here that had the names of the people I got. The next three cards I got inspiration online. I did not completely case this card, but it was very, very similar to another demonstrator, and I wanted to give her credit, and I don't know what I did with that sheet. I totally forgot that I needed that. I will put the link, I will put her name down below in the description because this card is almost identical to what she made, but I changed up the paper and the sentiments in the colors, but the design is totally hers, so I have to give her credit for that because I did not come up with this design. So I used, I forgot to tell you that I used a polished pink for the ice cream on this one. So this is Pale Papaya and Pool Party for the bowls, Smoky Slate for the spoons, and the brick is an unfortunately, outgoing brick and mortar 3D embossing folder, which I really, really like this. And it is I went over it with Cajun Craze. All right. And then I used the Country Floral Lane paper, which is going to be retiring as well. This is in the mini catalog. I use these stripes. And keep in mind tomorrow, actually today, because I'm going to be sharing this video tomorrow, the last chance sale starts today. And all the paper is going to be 60% off. So that's just a little tidbit. So Enjoy the Little Moments came from the Easter Bunny set, which is also being carried over to the new catalog. And inside, oh wait, and then I have the By the Bay has this nice wood grain paper, and I use that here. And this is Sweet Sorbet cardstock. And this little border comes from Hand Pen Petals. I don't remember what they actually call the dies, but it's the dies that goes with that. These are retiring. The stamp set and the dies are both retiring. They're not being carried over. And then on the inside, so Enjoy the Little Moments, because adulting is hard. That came from Nothing's Better Than, and this is also retiring. The stamp set and the dies, whoops, that's not Stampin' Up. The dies and the stamp set is all retiring. All right, so that's my second card. All right, the third card is this one here. Now, this is inspired by another demonstrator card. I did not case this card. It's a lot different than hers, but the idea with the scalloped edge down the edge and the layers was definitely hers, so I'm going to put that down below as well. So here's my little homemade ice cream cone. I did not use the dies. I used this decorative circle punch, and I'm going to show you how to make this after I show you my last card. So this is using stylus shape dies for the sentiment. I used a retired stamp set for the sentiment because I wanted something that said something about being sweet. And this doesn't really, I mean, life is sweeter than you, but it doesn't have anything else. So I chose Happy Birthday You Sweet Thing, which came from Sweet Strawberry, which retired a while back. And of course the contour dies. The embossing folder is Time Worn Type, and that is being carried over to the new catalog. And the paper is also By the Bay. The By the Bay has got some really pretty paper in here. This is, I should have gotten the paper ready for you and I didn't. But both of these papers came from this set. Okay, this, you can see that that's got some embossing on it. All right, and this is Petal Pink, I believe. All right, on the inside, I put Hope It's the Best, and I forgot to put that out. I think that came from the Birthday Piggy stamp set, which is also retiring. So I don't have that out. And then this is I messed up and I had to glue in the sentiment, and that is the stitched rectangle dies, and those are also retiring. All right, so that's my third card. And my fourth card is this one. This also was inspired by another card, so I'm going to put that down below as well. And I used the basic 3D embossing folder for the background here, which is what I also use for this ice cream cone texture. And it's the same colors, the pale papaya and the smoky slate. And I hand cut out You're the Cherry on top. And then You Make Everything Better also came from the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. Okay. And so that's when I rounded the corners. That's pretty much it. So let me show you how to make this cute little ice cream cone. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of crumb cake, and you're going to need the basic 3D embossing folder, and you're going to need the decorative circle punch, okay? So you're going to cut this, punch this circle out and run it through this embossing folder, and you're going to get this texture, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and see how this has almost a little bit of a flat edge. It's kind of rounded on the sides, and the bottom is a little flatter looking, okay? So what I did is I marked between, I had these 3 little spots and then marked between those 2 and in the center of this one. So you can see my little dots, all right? So it's, take your pencil and you mark here, here, and here. Then you put this in your whatever scoreboard you use. And here is how I did it. If you have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, you'll be able to line those up pretty easily. If you don't, what I have is pretty much the same thing Stampin' Up! Has, but it is a scoreboard. What I did is I took and I lined up the dot at one of these numbers. So if I'm going to use the 5, I took my stylus and I put it on 5 and I ran it down so that I knew I had the right line. And then I lined up the dots, and then I knew that I could just go ahead and score that. All right. So the same thing, go on to the number you're going to do, bring it down, line them up, and then score. Okay, that's how I did that. Then you're going to mount and fold these. All right. And then you're just going to take a pair of scissors, because they're not going to completely fold. So you see that's going to overlap on that. So whichever way you want it to go, you just have to trim off a little bit so that it folds well. All right. And then that one will go right over the top like that. And you can just trim this off as well. And you glue it together, and that's it. There's your little ice cream cone. So what I did, now where's my ice cream cone? Oh yeah, I'll put it over here, okay. So then I cut out multiple ice creams, all right, and I layered them to make them a little bigger. And I did also use stickles. I like the diamond stickles. Stampin' Up! Does not sell this, but it's a nice little product. It's just a glitter glue that you just put on, and it dries pretty quickly, as long as you don't make it too thick. So my other idea, which I can't actually do because I don't have the punch, but I think this would look really great. The cloud punch in the catalog, and this is getting carried over also, by the way. But just so you know too, if you haven't seen my other videos, punches are going up $3. So 19, it's going to end up being 23 now, or $22 now. I think it was 3, maybe it was $4. It's 22 or $23. I think it's $3 that's going up. Anyway, on page 153, this cloud punch, if you take our little ice cream cone, look how great that would look. It would make a really great ice cream cone, because I mean, most ice cream cones, ice cream is like bulging over the top. So I just think that would really be cool. So if you have the decorative circle punch, this is also getting carried over. And the cloud punch, you can make your own little ice creams, and you don't even need to have the stamp set. So that's just kind of a neat little thing that I discovered. If I get the cloud punch, I will definitely experiment with that and see how it looks. But anyway, those are my cards, and I hope you enjoyed that. And I will definitely put the links down below, like I said, so that you have the inspiration for these 3 cards from the other demonstrators. And this one, of course, was definitely 100% my creation right here. And that's it. So here's my April hostess code. And I think that's it for now. I will maybe make another video this week. I'm not sure. And make sure you check out that sale. There's going to be some great bargains. Like I said, the DSP is all going to be 60% off. The outgoing ink colors will be 20% off, or are 20% off. And there's some other great deals. Some things are 60% off. Don't forget that the Stamparatus is retiring. So if you want that, it is not discounted, but it is, as everything that's retiring is first come, first serve, if while supplies last. So if they run out, then that's just it. So anyway, check out the sale, and thanks for tuning in. If you like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends, and just keep tuning in. I appreciate your comments and questions and likes. And that's it. So have a great day, and God bless. Bye-bye.